Hi, and thank you so much for watching my video on preconception and pregnancy. I'm Joy Hoisington, Certified Functional Nutrition Counselor, and I just wanted to mention before you watch this video that if any of you are struggling with infertility, I encourage you to watch my video on PCOS because this will point you in the right direction for the correct types of hormone testing, even if you are experiencing infertility and you're not sure if you have PCOS. Also, if you would hit like and subscribe, I would really appreciate it, and that way you won't miss out on any future videos that I post on Thursdays. Bringing a new life into this world is an amazing blessing and privilege, but it requires a certain homeostatic balance in the body to properly support a developing fetus. Today I'm going to share with you the top 3 most important factors to cover in your personal wellness and lifestyle choices for providing you and your baby with the right nutrients for pregnancy. Now, the nutrient requirements for a woman who is with child increases quite substantially the moment she becomes pregnant, but it's also important to consider these nutrient requirements prior to the start of pregnancy so that in those early developmental stages your body will have all the right nutrition needed to prevent certain things such as blood sugar dysregulation, neural tube defects, pregnancy-related high blood pressure, and preeclampsia that are common risks in pregnancy for both baby and mom. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about that will be a must to focus on during conception and pregnancy is iron intake and absorption. Anemia is quite common today, affecting more than 3 million people in the US per year. Anemia simply means not enough red blood cells to bring oxygen to the body. There are varied types of anemia, but most commonly it's due to low iron absorption. Now, for a bit of an anatomy and physiology lesson, red blood cells' job is to bring oxygen to the tissues in the body. Without it, we die. The way it does this is that red blood cells are saturated with a protein called hemoglobin, and each hemoglobin molecule requires 4 iron atoms to be produced. This protein of hemoglobin has 4 binding sites for oxygen, which is how each red blood cell is able to carry the oxygen inside your body. Without enough iron absorbed, your body can't actually even produce hemoglobin or red blood cells properly. Since the red blood cell count increases by 33% and blood plasma by 50% during pregnancy, supporting your body's blood building ability is going to be crucially important. During pregnancy, the hemoglobin will need to be consistently higher than 11 grams per deciliter. So to ensure this, you're going to want to explore your ability to absorb nutrients properly. If you think you have any signs of leaky gut, such as acid reflux, GERD, abnormal stools, whether too frequent or infrequent, gassiness, fatigue, muscle pain, or body aches, or any sort of autoimmune disease, your ability to break down and absorb iron from foods is likely impaired for both food and supplements. Those with celiac disease or gluten sensitivity are at a substantially or higher risk for this due to damage to the lining of the GI tract, which will impair the body's ability to break down nutrients and absorb properly. Stomach acid support is also going to be crucial in this case. I also should mention that for anyone who's on a medication called a proton pump inhibitor, which is for GERD and acid reflux, you're also at a substantially higher risk, not only for low iron absorption, but low absorption of many different minerals and vitamins. In addition, eating mineral and iron-rich foods like organic meats, leafy greens, nuts and seeds, as well as bone broth will be necessary for iron intake and subsequent hemoglobin production. Now, folic acid or vitamin B9 is a nutrient necessary for red blood cell production, which can be another cause of anemia since we need folate to produce red blood cells. And the demands for plenty of folate can prevent autism and neural tube defects, so you'll want to talk to your doctor about how much of a supplement is required for you individually, but you can definitely get folate from green vegetables, whole grains, and beans in your diet. Also, for any of you who have been tested for the MTHFR gene, this is another cause for concern with absorbing and metabolizing folate properly. For any of you who suspect that maybe you have trouble metabolizing folate properly, you can have this test done through a functional medicine doctor or a naturopath to discover whether or not this is in fact an issue. And if it is, then you simply just need to be taking the active form of folate, which is a methylated form. Number 2 is to prioritize omega-3 fatty acids. Studies support the association between high omega-3 consumption and longer or full-term pregnancies. It is also associated with a lower risk of postpartum depression or depression during pregnancy. And this goes for either supplementation or seafood consumption. A reason why this is likely is because there's a higher concentration of DHA, which is a type of omega-3 fatty acid, in the brain. Having plenty of this nutrient lessens inflammation in the brain for the mother and also supports healthy eye and brain development for the baby. Studies have shown also higher intelligence scores in 3 and 4-year-olds whose mothers supplemented with DHA-containing supplements versus a fatty acid supplement without omega-3s, as well as for those whose mothers consumed seafood regularly. Now, you'll want to take caution, of course, with consuming high mercury types of fish. And these are going to be the larger, more predatory fish because they consume other fish. So fish such as swordfish and tuna are the ones that you're going to want to avoid. However, other less predatory types of fish are highly beneficial, such as wild-caught salmon, mackerel, and cod. The FDA actually recommends consuming approximately 12 ounces per week of fish for pregnant women, which comes out to be about 3 different meals. And the last factor is specifically for the purpose of addressing pregnancy-related nausea and vomiting. I'm going to share with you nutrition and lifestyle support techniques for this now. So the first thing that I'm going to share with you is to take advantage of a pressure point called the P6, which is located right on the wrist between the 2 tendons that run down the center of the inside of the forearm. There are actually bracelets that you can buy that have a little button that pushes right on this pressure point. I actually used it personally while I was pregnant with my youngest, and this is coming from a person who had extreme morning sickness in both of my pregnancies, and this worked surprisingly well. Then the next option is Tangerine or Peppermint essential oil, and this is an aromatherapy technique that can provide relief. You just take 1 to 2 drops of pure essential oil and add it into a carrier oil such as jojoba, almond, hazelnut, or olive oil, and then you can rub that oil onto your chest, behind the neck, or dabbed underneath the nose for the aromatherapy benefits. Ginger tea is known for its anti-inflammatory benefits to the stomach and intestinal tract, and it can help to settle nausea. Another very important factor to consider is blood sugar balance, especially if you're experiencing things like nausea and vomiting. Since the demands for glucose to the fetus are now affecting the mother's glucose levels, there will be more of a rise and fall occurring throughout the day. The best way to maintain the blood level here is going to be to eat smaller meals more frequently, each one with protein and healthy fat. So instead of getting 3 meals with snacks in between, consuming 6 meals, 1 every few hours, is better. For example, you might wake up and have breakfast first thing at 8 a.m. and then at 10 you're having another small breakfast. Then you have lunch at 12 and again at 2. Again, these are the same amount of food. You do have to have a higher calorie intake when you're pregnant, so that around 300 calories more, depending on activity level. But you're going to want to separate those calories out more often. So you eat your 2 lunches at 12 and 2, and then you have your 2 dinners at 4 and 6 p.m. This way you're getting all of the nutrient requirements, but you're keeping steady energy in your bloodstream throughout the day. You might choose to have 1 more snack before bed closer to 7 so that you don't end up gaining too much weight during your pregnancy from eating very late at night. Since your liver starts to make glucose as the nighttime approaches, this will ensure that you're going to have glucose for the baby throughout the night. But there are some who might feel extra hungry or weak before bed. If you feel like you're starting to have a blood sugar crash before bed, you can have a small amount of protein before bed to support your blood sugar balance. And for any of you who already have issues with balancing your blood sugar, please watch my video here for more info and tips to manage it. So to all the pregnant mamas out there or planning mamas, I hope that you found this video helpful. Please like and subscribe. And if you know anyone who's dealing with signs and symptoms of menopause, please stay tuned for my next video. I will see you next time, and I hope you have a wonderful day.